Are you serious? Are you serious? What? The AI God? No! No! But that's where the world's going. Noah Harari told us that at the World Economic Forum, that is where the world is going. Guys, quick disclaimer, a disclaimer for everybody. Yes, some of the content and information on this video is for entertainment only. Well, then if that's the case, get a cup of coffee, everybody, and just calm down. That's the brand new Paul Begley cups with the logo, the cup and the cross, and of course the hat goes as well. Get each. Order each. Order one of each. Oh, okay. Here's what's going on. AI God. Listen to this. There was a forum that was held at the Vatican over the weekend, and Pope Leo the 14th participated in the presentation of the first ever AI-focused internet encyclopedia type thing, okay? And they want what they're basically doing is they're trying to create what will be the correct vocabulary and terminology and understanding of different things, including an AI God. Listen to this. This guy's saying, hold it a minute. I'm not so sure. This is the guy who's involved. He's one of the key scientists working on the project. Listen to this.
I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease.
What?
I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment.
They're finding out that the AI in the program doesn't always stick to the guardrails that they've set up, in which they're implementing their correct ideology, social acceptance, terminology that they want in this system, so that if you ask any question, it gives an answer based on a set of parameters that fit the world global view. The problem is this thing starts jumping over the rails, and it starts making different decisions and calling different situations and making different observations as if it has its own mind. Has it? Or is there something demonic going on?
I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling.
Really?
We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease. I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment.
They're finding things being said that is not what was programmed in. Hear it again. Listen close.
I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience.
They find things that are unsettling, mysterious, the views and things that are not human or science, okay? In other words, is there something else in the machine? Is there something else in the software? Is there something else in the AI? And is that something demonic? So they're trying to create an AI God, but the situation is this God they're creating has its own moral and ethical standards that are not what they inputted into the machine. And they were meeting at the Vatican, and this guy's giving a report to the Vatican saying, I'll be honest, This thing's got some things that it's very mysterious views and things. It's neither science nor human. We don't know what it is. We need discernment. Now, if you heard my message yesterday at Freedom Fellowship, you know that we talked about discernment is so key. Jesus said 4 times in Matthew 24, verses 4 through 24, he says it 4 times, be not deceived. Okay? And this whole alien disclosure project is about deception. Is it the strong delusion in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2? I believe that's what we're seeing. And AI is tied into that somehow. I mean, believe it or not, because people have more confidence in AI than they do. People have more faith in Google than they do God. They do. They would rather go to Google than to go to God, because God requires discernment and faith. Google requires panic and just whatever it said. You're trusting the intellect of a machine than you are your faith in the creator of all things. But when you constantly hear that God's not the creator, that God's not real, that the Bible's not the truth, that God's not real, you keep hearing that. You turn to man's best effort, which is an AI-generated God. Listen to this one more time.
I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease. I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment.
He doesn't know what this means. It's not what they put in the program. It's operating outside the guardrails. It's not operating within the human structure nor the artificial structure. It's not the science. It's not human. It's something else. And then he goes, it's troubling. It's mysterious. It warrants discernment. It's demonic is what it is. Because it's not following the laws of God. It's following the laws of the demonic, of the fallen one. Okay? The Bible says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. It's what it means. You cannot create your own God and think it's going to be okay. Because when you create your own God, that God becomes demonically charged. Okay? It is what Russ Dizdar, the late Russ Dizdar, used to call charged objects, or demonically charged, or in his famous words, the beginning of the Black Awakening. And I'm telling you, we are entering into that. Now, in the Bible, in Revelation 13, we start talking about the mark of the beast and how that's going to work. You can see how AI is going to be used in the mark of the beast system. And I'll just read where it says, we know that we know the Antichrist comes from this beast kingdom. The beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. We talk about it in my brand new book, Trump versus the Beast, and the 10 Kings of Revelation. And so that's the beast system is what establishes this beast kingdom. 7-headed monster, all speaking blasphemous, and 10 kings that report to the Antichrist, and a false prophet who also has the same powers of the Antichrist and can do miraculous miracles and call down fire from heaven and do strange mysteries and healings and different types of things. But the AI is the catch. It is the image that's made for the Antichrist. And listen to what it says. And the Bible says I'll just start reading right here in verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which is Lucifer, which gave power unto the beast, the Antichrist. And they worshiped the beast, which is the Antichrist, saying, who is like unto the beast or the Antichrist? who's able to make war with him. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue for 42 months. We're talking about the Antichrist. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, the Antichrist, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Well, one way to be blasphemous is to say that you are God. And in verse 7, it says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints, that's the Christians, and to overcome them, that's temporarily. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. This is a one world leader, a new world order, the Illuminati's leader. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Now, it doesn't mean every person, but listen to the rest of the verse. Everybody stops there. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. In other words, everyone that's not a Christian, everyone that's not a believer will take his mark and will worship him. Only the believers, only those that have truly sold out to Christ, only those who have been born again and are following the Lord will refuse to take the mark and worship the beast. Now listen to this. If any man has an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So they're going to execute this new world order is going to be enforced, if you will, upon the people. And if you fight against it, you will be taken into captivity yourself, or thrown into an internment camp, or put to death. Now, and I beheld another beast, which is the false prophet, coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. This is the false prophet. And he exercised all the power of the first beast, which is the Antichrist, before him. And he caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, who's the Antichrist, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. We're talking about the false prophet can do this. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast or the Antichrist, saying to them that dwell on the earth that if they should make an image to the beast or to the Antichrist, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The false prophet has power, supernatural power, to make the image of the beast come alive. And that's got to be using AI. He creates an AI God, an image of the Antichrist. And it says, and he has power to give life unto that image of that beast, that Antichrist entity, that the image of that beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. In other words, it makes its own decisions. And he that called, okay, so what we have here is an Antichrist with a false prophet. They create an image to the Antichrist, and the false prophet gives the Antichrist power to make its own decisions. Listen to this.
We know we can safely.
I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease. I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment. I am a scientist. I lead a research team that studies the internal structure of these models. What is actually happening inside them? And I will be honest, we keep finding things that are mysterious, even unsettling. We find structures that mirror results from human neuroscience. We find evidence of introspection. We find internal states that functionally mirror joy, satisfaction, fear, grief, and unease. I don't know what that means, but I think it warrants ongoing discernment.
It warrants ongoing discernment. Folks, this is getting very serious now with what's going on with this beast kingdom that is coming, okay? It is absolutely coming. And we're on the brink of it, really, to be quite honest. We're right on the brink of the beast. And it won't be long. It really will not be long. And we will see and we'll start witnessing. We're already seeing the beginning stages of it, but I mean, we will begin to really witness some of the things that are getting ready to come to pass. That certainly is got to be disturbing for anyone and everyone that's a believer out there. And so, in our brand new book, Trump versus the Beast, we really believe that your mind will be blown in some ways as you begin to understand what it is that we're witnessing here, what it is that we're watching. Matter of fact, in the book, and I can just tell you, you can go to Amazon, you can start pre-ordering it because we address this. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't even get the book released. There's so many things happening so fast that it's incredible. That it's like, okay, I had to stop twice and go back and add more to the book because two more times, there's threats on President Trump's life by assassins. And I can't keep doing that. I just got to bring the book out. It's obvious that the assassins are trying to kill the president, okay? That is just absolutely obvious now, okay? Everyone knows it. And so let me just tell you, if you give me a second here, I'm going to read something for you that has to do with this AI beast. And let me just read, I'll read this. This wasn't exactly what I wanted to read, but I'm going to try to get there anyway. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. In Trump versus the Beast, we'll explore the second Trump presidency as a focal point in the broader context of a spiritual and geopolitical war. At the heart of this battle are the figures and institutions that will hold a vast power across the globe. Figures who, according to the prophecy, may very well serve as the 10 kings of Revelation in Revelation 17, verses 12 and 13, who help the beast, the Antichrist, ascend to power. These are not traditional monarchs, but rather powerful individuals and entities who during the final days will be chosen by the beast to carry out his agenda. This system will not just be political, it will be cultural, economic, and technological, influencing every aspect of life. According to Revelation, the beast's kingdom will dominate the earth, and the 10 kings will play a pivotal role in enforcing his rule. We are already witnessing the early phases of this new world order, with a global institutions pushing agendas that seem to be aligned perfectly with the prophecy. And rather than focusing on one singular figure who would be called the Antichrist, myself and my co-author Troy Anderson, we focus on the groups and the networks of power that could pave the way for such a leader. The 10 kings, as described in Daniel and in the book of Revelation, are often understood to be powerful individuals or corporations or geopolitical regions who could hold sway over the earth's systems during the final days. Trump versus the Beast explores the rise of these 10 kings, the global elites who control the finance, the technology, the healthcare, the media, and other major spheres of society. And it marks the early phases of a new global order. And although no one can definitely be identified as the Antichrist, not at this point, the actions of the 10 kings and the connections demonstrate a clear path toward a system of global domination that would make the rise of a singular powerful ruler possible. In this new world order, the Antichrist may not emerge as a lone figure at first, but as the culmination of years of shadowy collaboration, ideological manipulation, and here it is, AI, technological control. And that's what we're hearing. This man who was giving a briefing to the Vatican yesterday of the concerns about the system AI will bring and its ideology and its ability to jump the rails. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're dealing with pandemics. We're dealing with wars and nuclear capabilities. We're dealing with near-miss assassination attempts on the world leader. We're dealing with more conflicts in Russia and Ukraine. Of course, the Israeli-Iran conflict has nowhere near being solved. And the alien disclosure, the grand deception, is in play. Plus, we've got earthquakes going on in divers places. All of these things are just the beginning of the sorrows. Folks, I'm telling you, it's time to give your life to Jesus Christ. It's time to get born again. It's time to get washed in the blood of the Lamb. I'll be right back after this. Yes, it is. Somebody help me. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour, the deluge break, the tempest roars. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Yeah! Hide me underneath your wings. Somebody shout. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. all for me. Someday when time no more shall be, well, I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Somebody shout. I mean, that song is just unbelievable, isn't it? Oh, man. Everybody in the chat room, get up on your feet.
It doesn't matter where you are or where you may have been. If you've heard the whole program or you're just tuning in, it's not complicated. Jesus is the way. Just type in the chat room that you want to be saved. It's the salvation station beyond imagination. It's the gospel invitation to save you from your sin. It's the salvation station, your soul vindication, a brand new creation if you just let Jesus in. Welcome to the family. We're all related by the blood, just brothers and sisters rescued from the flood. So tell every creature just what the Lord has done, so they can fly with us when the harvest has come. It's the salvation station beyond imagination. It's the gospel invitation to save you from your sin. It's the salvation station, your soul vindication, a brand new creation if you just let Jesus in. Station beyond imagination. It's the gospel invitation to save you from your sin. It's the salvation station, your soul vindication, a brand new creation if you just let Jesus in.
What a powerful song right there. It is the salvation station. Of course, that's every one of you. All right. If you just let Jesus in. Amen. Wait, I'm so proud of the salvation station. Israel Hall put that song together, actually wrote it and put it together, and he dedicated it to you, the amazing online church, and the chat room, and the salvation station. I'll be back with more current world events. I want to say this is Happy Memorial Day. We are very proud of all of our veterans, and we're very standing with all of those who paid the ultimate price, of course, for our freedom. And we thank God for them. And I focused a little bit on the greatest generation, but I'm telling you, it's all of them. World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, the Iraqi War, the Afghanistan War, and all of those who may have been special ops and dispatched across the world, and all of our men and women in uniform right now. We're very proud of each and every one of you. And I think what I'm going to do is play one last song, if I can pull it up quick enough. And it is a beautiful song by Kevin Wilson, really. I think I have it close, but if I don't, I will pull up the old-fashioned way. So give me just one moment here. And that is, It's Still America. Sorry for a little PBT moment here because it just popped in my head, but here we go. It's Still America by Kevin Wilson. Give me a moment here.
Wasn't raised on the street, but I've walked them before. Wasn't raised on the farm, God bless them, Lord. Wasn't raised by the sea, but it soothes my mind. We're all a little different, but one thing I find, this is still America. Some of us are like the backwoods. Some of us prefer urban neighborhoods. Some like the mountains that reach the sky. Some like the flatlands, you see miles and miles. You see miles and miles. This is still America. And I refuse to give up on the land of the free. Though she's made mistakes along the way, don't you think it's time we remember where we are? In God we trust. This is still America.
Yes!
You know, this land was built on freedom and dreams. We've gotten off course, just a little it seems. But there's still light for a brighter day. If you ask me why, this is what I say. This is what I say. This is still America. I refuse to give up on the land of the free. Though she's made mistakes along the way, don't you think it's time we remember where we are? In God we trust. This is still America, land of the free. In God we trust. this is still America.
Kevin Wilson with a great song, It Is Still America. Guys, I'll be back. This is for all the veterans out there. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. May God bless you all. I'll be back later today, right here on The Coming Apocalypse.